John Harper, for SNY.TV. Twitter, it would be incorrect to call the idea of the Yankees trading for Madison Bumgarner a pipe dream, considering the state of disrepair that currently defines the San Francisco Giants. In fact, the immediate future of their organization is so bleak that team president, Larry Baer, has declared the need for new direction, starting with the ongoing search for a young, analytically savvy GM who can modernize the old-school front office. And given the Giants' lack of young talent at the major or minor league level, coming off back-to-back horrendous seasons, it's not unreasonable to think the new GM would consider trading Bumgarner as a way of jump-starting a major rebuild. So, pipe dream? No, but that doesn't mean fans should get their hopes up either. One thing for sure, the Yankees will be exhausting all possibilities in trying to upgrade their starting pitching this winter, and Bumgarner, the Mr. October of pitchers, is seen as more of a difference maker than top free agents such as Patrick Corbin, Dallas Keuchel, or Charlie Morton. So Brian Cashman surely will reach out to Brian Sabean, the one-time Yankee executive who is now a senior advisor for the Giants after building the championship teams of 2010, 12, and 14 as their GM, in addition to whoever the team hires as the new primary decision-maker. But even if Bumgarner is deemed available, the feeling of baseball people with insight into the Giants' situation is that a new GM would have to be blown away by a glitzy package of young talent. "You can't underestimate the emotional pull of trading Bumgarner," was the way one person with ties to the Giants organization put it. "The guy is a hero in the Bay Area for what he's done in the postseason, and ownership is very mindful of the fans who fill the ballpark every night, so even if trading him might be the right business decision, the new GM is going to have to get something that he can sell to ownership, and the fans, as too good to turn down. Really, it would have to be an overpay." If you add in that Bumgarner is a year away from free agency, the Yankees still have the pieces to make such an offer, and after the disappointing ALDS loss to the Red Sox, you'd have to think Cashman would be more willing to sacrifice young talent than he was last winter when he wouldn't give up what the Pirates wanted for Jarrett Cole. What would it take? If the person close to this situation is right, a package probably would have to include the likes of Miguel Andujar, Justus Sheffield, Esteban Florial, and another pitching prospect. As a team that has officially moved into the win-now category, young as many of their players may be, the Yankees could justify such a deal, especially if they signed Manny Machado to take over for Andujar at third base for the long haul. But there are mitigating factors that could discourage anything resembling an overpay. First, while Bumgarner, who turns 30 next August, may be a bargain in 2019 with his $12 million salary, his looming free agency adds uncertainty to the situation, even if the Yankees would be more than happy to offer him a contract extension. And then there's the question of whether Bumgarner is still the same guy who earned his reputation as the ultimate big-game pitcher. He is 8-3 with a 2.11 ERA in 102 postseason innings, including his famous 5-inning relief stint in Game 7 of the 2014 World Series. He hasn't been as dominant the last two seasons, perhaps in part due to injuries that cost him significant time. The injuries were flukish: a spill on a motorbike that injured his ribs and throwing shoulder in 2017, then a broken bone in his pitching hand from a line drive last spring, and they aren't the type that should cause long-term concern. Nevertheless, the left-hander's overall numbers weren't as dominant as he went 6-7 with a 3.26 ERA last season. His WHIP, 1.232, was the highest since his rookie year, while his strikeout rate, 7.6 per 9 innings, was the lowest of his career, and his walk rate, 3.0, was the highest, and he didn't pitch as deep into games as in the past. In addition, Bumgarner's fastball velocity has decreased each of the last 2 years, averaging 91.4 miles per hour last season, down from the 93 to 94 range where he was a few years ago. "It's something to watch," a National League scout said by phone. "He had a harder time putting guys away, and velocity is part of that. But he still has deception with that crossfire delivery and his low arm angle, and his competitiveness is off the charts, so for me he's still one of the top starters in the game." Would that be enough to convince Cashman to give up a major chunk of his farm system? Or would he decide it's smarter to sign someone like Corbin and hold on to his top prospects? For the moment, the Yankees simply would love to have such a decision to make. It all depends on what the Giants decide, or perhaps more precisely, who they hire as their new GM. New York Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner talks to the media during MLB owners' meetings, Wednesday, August 17, 2016, in Houston. AP photo, Eric Christian Smith, AP, Yankees managing general partner Hal Steinbrenner is still reeling over his team's loss to the Red Sox in this year's divisional series. I mean, how could he not? The Red Sox are not only the Yankees' most hated rival, but it was in their own ballpark to make matters worse. It is why Steinbrenner told the Post's Joel Sherman the 3-1 series loss certainly pisses me off. I never want a division rival to outdo us. I have no love for the Red Sox on the field or in the division, Steinbrenner added. New York Yankees relief pitcher Justus Sheffield pitches against the Boston Red Sox during the 9th inning at Yankee Stadium. Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. Yankees LHP Justus Sheffield was ranked the top prospect in the organization while outfielder Esteban Florial was ranked second, according to Baseball America. Baseball America ranked RHP Jonathan Loaisiga third, outfielder Everson Pereira fourth and catcher Anthony Seigler fifth. Outfielder Antonio Cabello eighth, and RHP's Mike King sixth, Davy Garcia seventh, Ronzi Contreras eighth, and Albert Abreu 10th, rounded out the top 10. Didi Gregorius 18, mandatory credit. Brad Penner USA Today Sports. Brad Penner, the Yankees have 9 arbitration-eligible players this offseason. 6 of them are locks to be offered arbitration, and 3 of them have a more uncertain Yankees future. According to MLB Trade Rumors, here's what they're projected to make if offered arbitration, and what the rest of their contract situation is. We'll first tackle the locks to be offered arbitration, followed by the question marks. Locks. Derek Jeter hits a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th to even the 2001 World Series at 2-2. Before he was officially captain of the Yankees, Derek Jeter became Mr. November. 17 years ago on this date, Jeter lifted the Yankees with a walk-off home run off Arizona Diamondbacks closer Byung-Hyun Kim in the 10th inning of Game 4 of the World Series. New York Yankees Brett Gardner, 11, follows through on a 2-run triple during the 8th inning of a baseball game against the Boston Red Sox in New York, Wednesday, May 9, 2018. AP photo, Kathy Willens, AP. The Yankees had until midnight on Wednesday to decide whether or not to pick up veteran of Brett Gardner's option for 2019. After declining the option, the team announced they reached a new 1-year deal to keep him in pinstripes once again, next season. According to MLB.com, Mark Feinsand, Gardner will earn $7.5 million next season. The $2 million buyout that was part of his contract will be reflected on the Yankees' 2018 payroll, which doesn't affect their status of staying under the luxury tax threshold. The 35-year Gardner hit .236, .322, .368 with 12 homers, 20 doubles, and 7 triples in 140 games, 530 at-bats, in 2018, though he continued to be a positive in the field as he was worth 10 DRS, defensive runs saved, in 1,185 innings in the outfield. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Facebook, Twitter, About Me, Archives. The Yankees invested heavily in creating a Super Bowl pen for the 2018 season and the results were mixed. With 2 elite relievers, David Robertson and Zach Britton, heading to the free agent market, how will the Yankees seek to create a lockdown endgame relief crew for 2019? Foundation remains the Yankees will return 3 of their 5 high-leverage relievers from 2018 to 2019, with Dellin Betances and Chad Green set to once again bridge the gap to closer Aroldis Chapman. Misery parody. Sometimes there's nothing scarier than New York sports. In honor of Halloween, we've spun some famous horror flicks into movies about the Giants, Jets, Yankees and Mets. Check out SNY's adaptations and movie posters below, along with the synopses. Paul Rutherford. Even at their World Series parade, the Red Sox are still talking about the Yankees. Manager Alex Cora took the honors this time. Think about it. The New York Yankees. Yeah, the sky was falling, Cora said on Wednesday morning in Boston. We lost game 2 and it was panicking here. Everybody was like, whoa, it's over. We scored 16 at Yankee Stadium. Suck on it. Click below to see. New York Yankees right fielder Estevan Florial hits an RBI single during the 4th inning against the Detroit Tigers at Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium. Kim Clement, USA Today Sports. Yankees outfield prospect Estevan Florial was selected to play in the Arizona Fall League's Fall Stars game this Saturday at Surprise Stadium in Arizona. Florial will represent the West team and is among a dozen of MLB Pipeline's top 100 prospects to be featured in the game. The 21-year-old is coming off a season in which he hit 16 doubles and scored 45 runs in 75 games for the Tampa Yankees. In high single-A, Washington Nationals' Bryce Harper looks out from the dugout before a baseball game against the Los Angeles Dodgers, Sunday, May 20, 2018, in Washington. AP photo, Nick Wuzes, AP, Andy Martino, SNY.TV, Twitter. As the Yankees wrapped their pro scouting meetings last week and determined a preliminary off-season strategy, a pursuit of free agent outfielder Bryce Harper was not part of the plan, according to Major League sources. As with Manny Machado, who the Yankees will monitor but not likely pursue aggressively, ownership could step in and mandate a Harper signing. The Steinbrenner family just watched the Boston Red Sox win yet another World Series, and might be in the mood to load up on superstars. But the Yankees' early feeling is that Harper simply doesn't fit. While they could use the left-handed bat in a righty-heavy lineup, they feel that their outfield and DH spots are spoken for. August 17, 2018, Seattle, Washington, USA. Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop Manny Machado, 8, tosses his bet after hitting a home run against the Seattle Mariners at Safeco Field. Mandatory credit, Jennifer Buchanan, USA Today Sports. Jennifer Buchanan, Andy Martino, SNY.TV, Twitter. We're not here. The morning after the Boston Red Sox won their 4th World Series championship since 2004, to tell you that the Yankees definitely will not sign Manny Machado. If you're a Yankee fan, you probably don't want to hear that today. And they're the Yankees. They might end up with a superstar shortstop, after all. But we are here to tell you that the baseball operations and scouting departments, which spent most of last week meeting to plot an off-season strategy, was not impressed by Machado's post-season antics, and are now lukewarm on pursuing the former Oriole and Dodger, according to Major League sources. Former baseball player Alex Rodriguez sits in the stands before the start of a baseball game, Friday, June 23, 2017, in Miami. The Marlins announced the signings of their first 3 draft picks on Friday. 13 overall selection, Trevor Rogers, number 36 overall pick Brian Miller, and number 51 Joe Dunand, a Miami native and Rodriguez's nephew. AP photo, Wilfred Oli, AP. It appears there is still some tension between Alex Rodriguez and Jason Varitek, the former Red Sox catcher, who infamously brawled with Rodriguez in 2004, crossed paths with the former Yankees slugger on Sunday while celebrating Boston's World Series win over the Dodgers. Varitek, who works as a special assistant to Red Sox GM Dave Dombrowski, stopped by the Fox Sports postgame set to say hello to his former teammate, David Ortiz. March 11, 2018, New York, USA. A general view of Yankee Stadium before the game between the New York City and the Los Angeles Galaxy. Mandatory credit, Vincent Carchietta, USA Today Sports. Vincent Carchietta. Here are the key 2018 MLB offseason dates, and how they impact the Mets. Day after World Series ends, free agency begins. Outfielder Bryce Harper and shortstop, third baseman Manny Machado headline the free agent class, and the Yanks are expected to have interest in at least Machado. But the Yankees' main need will be starting pitching help, and Patrick Corbin, Dallas Keuchel and old friend Nathan Eovaldi will be among the best arms available. When it comes to relievers, Craig Kimbrell, Adam Ottavino, and Juris Familia will be among the headliners as the Yankees could look to recreate their Super Bowl pen. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge reacts after striking out in the 8th inning against the Boston Red Sox in Game 3 of the 2018 ALDS at Yankee Stadium. Adam Hunger, USA Today Sports. The Red Sox are the 2018 World Series champions, but it is never too early to start looking at the favorites for next year. Westgate Sportsbook in Las Vegas released its odds on the 2019 World Series shortly after the Red Sox defeated the Dodgers in 5 games on Sunday night, and Boston is favored, along with Houston Astros, at 6-1 odds to win next year's title. However, the Yankees are not too far behind. Gary A. Vasquez, taunting the Yankees after disposing of them in 4 games in the ALDS wasn't enough for the Red Sox, after beating the Dodgers to win the World Series in 5 games. On Sunday night, the Sox blasted New York, New York, in their champagne and beer-soaked clubhouse, just as they did after Game 4 of the ALDS at Yankee Stadium. Click below to watch. The Red Sox celebrate winning the World Series. Jane Comunancia, USA Today Sports. The Boston Red Sox are World Series champions for the 4th time since 2004. Led by Steve Pearce and David Price, the Red Sox won the 2018 World Series in 5 games over the Los Angeles Dodgers. After winning 108 games in the regular season, the Red Sox beat the Yankees in 4 games in the ALDS and the defending champion Houston Astros in 5 games in the ALCS. They used a 5-1 win in Game 5 for their first title since 2013 and 4th since breaking the curse of the Bambino. Yankees legend Mariano Rivera isn't looking too far ahead into his future, even with a potential spot in the Baseball Hall of Fame looming. Rivera, who continues to hold the record for the most saves of all time, with 652, will be on the Hall of Fame ballot for the first time. When he was asked about it, he simply said, "Maybe," according to the New York Post. Rivera said he has leaned on Trevor Hoffman, who is already inducted, for advice about the Hall of Fame process. He said at the appropriate time he will discuss his case for the Hall of Fame. Patrick Gorski, John Harper, for SNY.TV. Twitter. The more you watch the Red Sox this October, the more obvious it is they are superior to the Yankees offensively, mostly with a relentless approach that has translated into remarkable success in 2-out situations. And that begs the question, how does the home run or bust team in the Bronx become better rounded offensively and thus close the gap on its rivals? For starters, Brian Cashman should sign Daniel Murphy. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Facebook, Twitter. About me. Archives. As the Yankees look toward the 2019 season, the starting rotation will be chief among the facets the club will seek to improve. They need an ace. They need a strong number 2, and heck, they need a back end of the rotation arm. As it stands, the Yankees have 2 starters, Luis Severino and Masahiro Tanaka, locked into roster spots. Yankees GM Brian Cashman has already stated he will try to trade Sonny Gray, while J.A. Happ and C.C. Sabathia are free agents. So, how will the Yankees build the 2019 rotation? Adam Hunger, New York is stepping up its trash talk game with Boston fans. Despite the Red Sox reaching the World Series and ending the Yankees' season, New York is refusing to back down in its rivalry with New England sports teams. A mock New York City Department of Sanitation ad was created with the slogan, "Keep NYC Trash Free," and included a picture of a fan with a backward Red Sox hat, Patriots jersey, and holding a Sam Adams beer with a circle and slash through it over the fan's face. July 12, 2018, Cleveland, Ohio, USA. New York Yankees left fielder Brett Gardner, right, celebrates with right fielder Aaron Judge, 99, after hitting a solo home run in the 9th inning against the Cleveland Indians at Progressive Field. Mandatory credit, David Richard, USA Today Sports. David Richard, the Yankees' Aaron Judge, Masahiro Tanaka and Brett Gardner were named American League finalists for the 2018 Raw and Gold Glove Awards at their respective positions on Thursday. It would be the first such award for the right fielder and pitcher, while the left fielder Gardner has 1 Gold Glove under his belt. The winners will be announced on November 4. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Facebook, Twitter, About Me, Archives. In a matter of 3 seasons, Gary Sanchez has gone from future catcher of the Yankees to catcher for the Yankees to should he be catching for the Yankees. Sanchez endured an utterly terrible 2018 season in all respects of the game. He couldn't hit, seemingly got worse at his position, and once again had his effort questioned. He will turn 26 years old in December, so this is not about a player that is heading past his prime, but rather a player that has the talent to put it all together and become a superstar. Sanchez appeared on his way to superstardom behind a booming bat, as he launched 53 home runs in his first 2 big league seasons, 175 games, 754 plate appearances. His offensive display was more than enough for many to tolerate some defensive lapses behind the plate. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Facebook, Twitter, About Me, Archives. The Yankees, who have maintained an above-average offense for years now, have been unable to secure such production from its first baseman since 2015. Mark Teixeira skidded out the door in 2016. Greg Bird has underwhelmed overall since his call-up, and we won't get into Chris Carter at all, circa 2017 fiasco. Luke Voigt put on an amazing show over the final month-plus of 2018, but he's pretty much all bat. As the Yankees seek to bolster their roster for the 2019 season, who should man first base for the Bombers? General view of the tarp on the field during a rain delay before a game between the New York Yankees and the New York Mets at Yankee Stadium. Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. Former Yankees radio voice Hank Greenwald passed away at the age of 83. Greenwald called Yankees games with Tommy Hutton for WABC Radio during the 1987 and 1988 seasons, preceding current Yankees play-by-play radio announcer, John Sterling. Greenwald spent most of his career as the play-by-play man for the San Francisco Giants from 1979 to 86 and 1989 to 96. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Facebook, Twitter, About Me, Archives. Coming off an inaugural campaign that could net a Rookie of the Year award, Miguel Andujar would seemingly fit as part of the cornerstone for the Yankees' future. However, in the business of baseball, no stone is left unturned. And if the right deal is offered to the Yankees, they might consider dealing their third baseman. Let's take a look at both sides of the equation. Keep him. April 22, 2018, Phoenix, Arizona, USA. Arizona Diamondbacks starting pitcher Patrick Corbin, 46, throws in the first inning against the San Diego Padres at Chase Field. Mandatory credit. Rick Scateri, USA Today Sports. Rick Scateri, the Yankees like pending free agent LHP Patrick Corbin, according to SNY's Andy Martino. And if they pursue him, they could be joined by the Dodgers, Giants, and Braves, who are expected to show a lot of interest, according to Nick Coffardo of the Boston Globe. Corbin, who grew up a Yankees fan and has spoken glowingly on numerous occasions about his desire to don pinstripes, could get a 5- or 6-year deal worth more than $100 million, notes Martino. The 29-year-old Corbin had a 3.15 ERA and 1.05 WHIP with a career-high 246 strikeouts while striking out a career-high 11.1 per 9, and a career-high 200 innings, 33 starts this season for the Diamondbacks. New York Yankees Miguel Andujar reacts after driving in the winning run with a single to right field against the Cleveland Indians during the 9th inning of a baseball game, Friday, May 4, 2018, in New York. AP photo, Julie Jacobson. AP, Red Sox infielder and former Yankee Eduardo Nunez says the Yankees have a special player in Miguel Andujar. I think he can be a superstar, and not later, soon, Nunez told the New York Post Monday ahead of Game 1 of the World Series against the Dodgers Tuesday at Fenway Park. That's because of his hitting. He can play in the big time, during the big time, this postseason. However, the AL Rookie of the Year candidate often found himself on the bench. After going 1 for 8 in the first 3 games of the ALDS against the Red Sox, Andujar was left off the Yankee lineup for the season-ending Game 4. Aaron Boone also pulled him for defensive purposes in the middle of Game 2 as well, and as the wild-card game. Aaron Judge, 99, mandatory credit. Bob DiChiara, USA Today Sports. Bob DiChiara, with Red Sox in World Series. Here are 3 things Yankees fans can look forward to for next season. Yankees fans are feeling pretty down again after watching the Red Sox disperse the Astros in 5 games to win the American League pennant. After all, this was supposed to be the year the Yankees would be back on top and their rivals in Beantown continue to twist the knife into the 2018 season. While the Red Sox will be competing for a World Series title and the Yankees are stuck golfing in October, it may be hard to find any optimism. While next season seems distant at the moment, there is reason to look forward to 2019 despite Boston's recent run. March 11, 2018, New York, USA, a general view of Yankee Stadium before the game between the New York City and the Los Angeles Galaxy. Mandatory credit. Vincent Carcietta, USA Today Sports. Vincent Carcietta, former Yankees pitcher Chien-Ming Wang, is best known for his success as one of the Yankees' top pitchers in the mid-2000s, but it was also what happened next that has him in the spotlight of an upcoming documentary set to be released in New York on October 26. Wang, who enjoyed 2 spectacular 19-win seasons with the Yankees in 2006 and 2007, posting a 3.63 and 3.70 ERA respectively, was plagued by injuries later in his career. With years off in between appearances on the mound, he managed to string together stints with the Nationals and Royals before retiring. May 1, 2018, Houston, Texas, USA, New York Yankees. Catcher Gary Sanchez, 24, rounds the bases and Houston Astros relief pitcher Ken Giles, 53, reacts after Sanchez hits a home run during the 9th inning at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit. Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports. Troy Tormina, Yankees GM Brian Cashman says teams have called to inquire about trading for catcher Gary Sanchez. Despite the interest and the fact that Sanchez had an awful year in 2018, Cashman says he is unavailable. He will be our starting catcher next year, Cashman told Michael Kay on Wednesday during an appearance on ESPN Radio. I think some bad luck early led to trying too hard. And then his confidence wavered, Cashman said. I think toward the end of the regular season, and in the second season, you saw he started to get his mojo back. Giancarlo Stanton, 27, mandatory credit. Ken Blaze, USA Today Sports. Ken Blaze, now that he's played in both the American and National Leagues, Giancarlo Stanton wants neither 2018 pennant winner to win the World Series. The Yankees slugger joked to TMZ Sports that he's rooting for a draw in this year's Fall Classic, no matter who's in it. After downing the Bombers in the ALDS, the Red Sox sent the reigning champion Astros packing in the ALCS Thursday night. Boston will now face either the Brewers or Dodgers, who lead 3-2 in the NLCS, in the World Series. New York Yankees general manager Brian Cashman speaks to reporters during a press conference in which he addressed the Yankees' trades and acquisitions at Yankee Stadium in New York, Monday, July 31, 2017. AP photo, Kathy Willens, AP, Andy Martino, SNY.TV, Twitter. The Yankees will hold their annual pro scouting meetings next week, during which Brian Cashman and his staff will determine an off-season strategy, including which players to pursue, and which of their own free agents to retain. Cashman, along with top lieutenants Michael Fishman, Tim Naehring, Gene Afterman and others on the staff will huddle, as they do annually, and hash through the many issues facing the roster. Hal Steinbrenner is also expected to participate to some degree. According to Major League sources, and basic common sense, here are some of the key topics. New York Yankees shortstop Didi Gregori is attempting to throw a runner out at first base in the 7th inning against the Texas Rangers at Yankee Stadium.